From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
What's going on, nerds, and welcome to episode 2's review of House of the Dragon. Susie, what are you laughing at?
You.
Why? That's rude.
Because you had a deadpan stare just before we started. Though, to be fair, when you were counting down, I was saying mashed potato and...
I know. You were trying to get me to freeze, but that did not freeze.
No, you didn't have a deer in the headlights yet.
But this episode was called The Rogue Prince. Susie, you once again made a couple questions, but before we get to that, what are you going to say?
So, now, we all know... I didn't know that the title was Rogue Prince until I was at the end of the episode. And I went, oh my god, this is so fitting. Because, you know, who's the Rogue Prince?
Mm-hmm.
Where's behind me going to chime in with a question?
I was gonna say, isn't that the guy who got armed naming like, what do you mean I'm your heir? That guy?
I mean, he's actually not wrong for probably not watching it.
No, he watched the first 30 minutes of the episode today.
All right, Susie. Well, let's get into those beautiful questions you made. And this is going to be our spoiler-free review, kind of like what we said last week. At the end of the actual full season, we will do a complete breakdown of the whole series and what we completely thought about it, full of spoilers there. But for 1 through, I think there's 8 episodes in the first season.
And it's already been renewed for a second season.
Actually, I think it might be 10 episodes. Well, we'll get there when we get there.
They've already been renewed for a second season.
Yeah, oh yeah. But Susie, let's start those beautiful questions.
So were you hoping for more gore this episode, or did you like the lack of it?
After the first episode, I'm very happy that they oh, here's a little blood. Not like what we saw in episode 1.
Gosh. See, now I'm having, you know, Judy Hopps from Zootopia?
Yeah.
Because of your reaction, that all I'm thinking is blood, guts, and death.
But I'm happy it was more of a methodical episode.
Yeah, you can use the word methodical. I feel like it was more political.
Of the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it was definitely more political this episode, which was nice. Which is something that, like, I was kind of afraid that we were gonna go on the route of, like, this is all, like, bloodshed and gore, and, you know, we're heading down, like, you can see it heading down that path.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, to have at least a couple episodes where it's just political maneuverings is kind of awesome. A couple of the things that I saw today is comparing the Hand to Lord Baelish. So I was watching for that today. Totally see it. Totally.
So do I.
So definitely, like, there are definitely instances where I'm getting the Game of Thrones homage.
Yeah.
At least for the first season. First season of Game of Thrones, not the first season of this, just to clarify.
Mm-hmm.
But I was kind of happy that it was all about political and, you know, bringing people to heel.
Yeah. But
not like my dog. My dog doesn't know heel. My dog, like, has a thing with that concept.
I like that this episode had one goal over the whole episode that we're really not gonna talk in on, but it had one overall goal of the episode, and it did it. And I figured, while it kept me completely entertained, I was able to follow along easily, and I was really into it. Like, what's the king gonna do? but I'm stopping it there before I go even further and pull a Tom Holland.
Yeah, so oh my god.
It's
Um
difficult, isn't it?
it is really difficult because there is so much that you can cover. Like one of them is what the small council wants the king to do. And you saw hints of it in the first episode, but now it's like really being hinted at in the second episode. And I'm just watching the daughter's reaction to all of this, and her response at the end of the episode was absolutely perfect. Um both times she reacted to this news absolutely perfect. Um so I'm kind of looking forward to the next couple episodes, see what happens.
Yeah, I am fully invested in it. But what do
Uh,
you after your Beetlejuice sippy cup drink? What
Have a straw.
just trying to be funny, lady.
It needs a straw.
What what's the next question?
Um Thoughts on the way that the king has chosen to grieve.
I'll let you answer that first.
So I picked this question because if you've been in the Game of Thrones universe, you know that there are multiple different ways to grieve. You know that there's, stone silence, there's absolute bloodshed, there's uh words I'm not going to speak on the internet for days. Um so I mean, there's so many different ways to grieve, and for the king to kind of choose this method of grieving where it's just talking and being worried about his daughter, and like that kind of surprised me actually
Yeah.
for this. um it was definitely different than what I thought it was going to be, and it wasn't like a political move for him.
No, he was actually worried about his daughter.
Yeah, for him it wasn't a political move. For everyone else, it's up for debate. What are your thoughts, AJ?
I'm kind of right in the same boat with you. Like, he has the goal of getting an heir, but he also doesn't want to sacrifice the relationship he has with his daughter.
I
And
think he also doesn't want to make her lose
her innocence.
her right to the throne.
Mm.
I think he's also worried about that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Um, so he's trying to play both sides, and it's just I don't think he's gonna come out on top here.
No, the last person that tried to play both sides got his head chopped off in season 1 of Game of Thrones.
Okay, he wasn't even playing both sides. He was pretending to play both sides, but he was making power moves to return home, where he was safe in Winterfell.
True.
Moving on to the next question. I'm actually gonna. Oh no, I am gonna go to the next question.
Ah.
Thoughts, and specifically for you,
Ah, shit.
what are your thoughts on the dragons? Now that we've seen more of the dragons, do you feel like they look real enough, or can you tell that they are CGI?
See, my brain works in a weird way. My brain knows it's CGI and immediately goes, "Oh, hey, it's a cartoon." But it looks good. Nothing beats the dragon from Shrek, but
No, nothing beats the dragon from How to Train Your Dragon. You can't convince me otherwise.
I wasn't talking about How You Train Your Dragon. I was talking about the dragon donkey marries.
I know.
But no, they look fierce, scary, and intimidating.
I do think that I feel like they employed the same technology that they did in the original Game of Thrones. Like I was reading something where Daenerys had to sit, like Emilia Clarke had to sit and like pet a green thing like on her lap and pet it like a cat. Yeah, so they could CGI the dragon in.
Yeah, well, I guess it makes kind of sense.
Yeah, so it's definitely it's interesting. I feel like these dragons though are better than Game of Thrones dragons.
Because there's more of them.
Well, no, not just because there are more of them. I feel like there's more care. Like I feel like you can really tell that there's a character to these dragons.
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
So, follow-up question of the dragons. Without giving it away, what do you think of the tradition that the Targaryens have? Is it something that you would want for your family? Or do you think that it is something kind of ancient and should
Kind of
maybe
stay ancient?
yeah.
Yeah, kind of leaning towards that. Yeah, I think what is take a line from Game of Thrones, but it kind of shows it. What is dead may never die, or whatever it was. But that
Yeah.
thing needed to stay dead. Like those
Uh-huh.
kind of traditions need to.
I almost feel like you and I are talking about two different traditions.
Which
Mine
one are you talking about? Because I'm talking about.
Okay, the Targaryen tradition has to do with the cradle. The one that you're making a gross face to is an old tradition that one of them's trying to bring back.
Oh, we are talking about two different ones.
Yeah.
Oops. You didn't specify, so my brain went into like
Well, to be fair, I did say the Targaryen tradition, and the other one is not a Targaryen tradition.
I mean, there is plenty of incest in that line.
There is, but that tradition is not Targaryen and has nothing to do with incest, by the way.
So go with what you were saying. I kind of brought my 2 cents in there, even though it was completely wrong, but completely right at the exact same time.
He's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong. I'm just gonna leave your opinion as valid.
We were talking about two different things.
We were talking about two different things, and if it wasn't for the fact the way you phrased it, I went, traditions. What are you talking about? Okay. Do you feel like this was a good follow up from last week, or kind of meh?
I thought it was a good follow-up just because it was a come down back to the universe. After the first episode was all boom, bang, we're here, it's a new series. The second one was more of like a down-to-earth episode where you got more character development, more insight into the king, the hand, the small council.
I also feel like if you're reading a book, okay, and you read an opener, you want something that's gonna hook you, like right off the bat, like no questions asked. You're immediately into this. Let's go. That's what I always feel the first episode has to be for me. And that's what the first episode was. The second episode, it was kind of like that, okay, let's go back and calm down and climax up to another.
Because there were some intense moments in this episode.
Oh yeah, there definitely was.
Just not as much as in the first episode.
Oh, definitely. Do you feel that the king is being allowed to make his own choices, or do you feel that he is being forced to do something that he really doesn't want to do?
He's being pressured to make decisions faster than he's comfortable with, it looks like.
I reworded one of your questions.
That's fine. I feel like the small council is kind of leading him towards the answer they want, but making the king kind of feel like he's making the decisions, even though they're kind of putting him in a corner to make that one decision.
Speaking of small council, though, do you see issues arising from the alliance that we see at the end of the episode?
Could, yeah, very much. It's bringing me back to Game of Thrones and Baelish.
So the only thing that I'm going to leave this episode on is, if you have not watched it, do not eat when you start watching this episode. I made that mistake. I am forever grossed out. And it takes a lot to gross me out, and this was... I'm a little squeamish now. I'm not sure I can look at that particular food item the same way.
Just Will still eat it though.
Oh, well, we'll absolutely still eat it. He'll be like, "This is my revenge, suckers."
He probably saw it and was like, "That's a lot of dinner."
No, I have to explain it to him later. He was busy watching a YouTube video.
Oh, okay. All right, Susie, we got anything left?
Huh?
We got anything left?
No, that was it. That
Alright.
was my husband's face.
All right, where can people find you? Was
Crap.
not a trick question.
Crap, it's Wednesday, which means that yesterday was, hey, go check out our Despicable Me 3 episode. What is my camera doing?
I don't know. It got really bright.
My camera is doing something weird and I don't like it. You can find me editing my beautiful husband's videos for his YouTube, which is turning out to be a pain.
Hey, listen. We almost have all the kinks.
Yeah, almost all the kinks worked out. We'll get there.
Don't kink
so
shame me.
They will be appearing on his YouTube channel sometime either today or tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that, and he will be streaming again tomorrow. No, tonight.
Tonight.
What do you mean tonight?
Streams on Wednesday, so tonight.
Yes. Earlier today. This isn't pre-recorded.
Not at all.
Not one freaking bit.
Stop. Got it.
All right, off to Rob Paulson.
Hey, you guys, this is 625 here from Lilo and Stitch. Some people think of me as A.J. Coppola. I don't care. Just follow me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, Twitch at NDTA JalasStar15, and Xbox and PSN at AJ All-Star 15. I should have said AJ All-Star, but I'm a sandwich maker. What the hell do I know? Do yourself a favor. Go get yourself a hot fudge marshmallow tuna fish and ham sandwich. All right? Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
All right, Susie, before you say any more incriminating stuff while we're off air, while Mr. Rob Paulson was going through my outro and everything, so far, are you liking it?
Yeah.
All right, is it kind of on the same level so far as Game of Thrones?
I'm kind of enjoying this a little bit more than Game of Thrones, and I don't know if it's because I know a couple of the actors, and I particularly like the woman who plays Rhaenyra.
The daughter?
Yeah, the daughter. I really like that actress. She is really good. She's phenomenal.
Have
Like,
IMDb
she
right?
just keeps, like, the way she keeps her face, like, perfectly, like, serene through the whole thing.
Yeah, Millie Alcock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her. I also like the Hand's daughter as well. I like the relationship she's kind of forming with the king, which, as you can see, as I'm not going to allude to any further, but go check it out. Comment in the video.
And we'll have a bunch of tags and links and stuff in below there for you to check out. One of them is my sister-in-law's wax business, and you should go check her out because they're kind of awesome.
Yes, she is. I can't wait to smell the nerd scent
that she hasn't made yet. Because again, Red Sox and Mountain Dew. Nobody believes me that it's sweaty socks and Mountain Dew is what a nerd smells like.
I seconded it. But all right, everybody, we will see you next Wednesday for the episode 3 review. But on Tuesday, we are live streaming Thor: Love and Thunder, that review. Our good buddy James Fair is making that artwork, and it is already looking fantastic. Hopefully, we can throw out a couple spoilers from it. But we will catch you on the next live stream. See ya.
Bye.